Question number 1. In early physical development, which principle proceeds in a head to tail direction? That is, that upper parts of the body develop before lower parts of the trunk. Is it A, cephalocaudal principle, or B, proximodistal principle? Okay. 30 seconds starts now. Okay, timer stops. Question 2. Which principle has a development proceed from within to without, that is, that parts of the body near the center develop before the extremities? Is it A, cephalocaudal principle, or B, proximodistal principle? Timer starts now. Okay, timer stops. Question 3. Which one is correct? Is it A, infants learn to use their upper body parts first? Or is it B, infants learn to use their lower body parts first? Timer starts now. Okay, timer stops. Question 4. Which is the correct order? Is it A, babies learn to use upper arms and upper legs first, then their forearms and forelegs? Or is it B, babies learn to use forearms and forelegs first, then their upper arms and upper legs? Timer starts now. Okay, timer stops. Question number 5. Children grow the fastest during A, the first year, B, the second year, or is it C, the third year? Timer starts now. Okay, timer stops. Question 6. At what age does teething usually begin? Is it A, second month, or is it B, third month? Okay, timer stops. Question 7. At what age can children chew any food they want to? Is it A, age 2, B, age 3, or is it C, age 4? Okay, timer stops. Question 8. Feeding is an emotional as well as physical act. Is it A, true, or B, false? Okay, timer stops. Question 9. Why do we need to create a warm contact between mother and child? Is it A, to make the baby smarter by letting them recognize people better, or is it B, to form an emotional linkage? Okay, timer stops. Question 10. How long should breastfeeding be recommended? Is it A, for 6 months, B, for 1 year, or C, for 1 year and 6 months? Okay, timer stops. Question 11. How large is the brain at birth? Is it A, 1/8 of an average adult size, B, 1/4 of an average adult size, or C, one half of an average adult size. Okay, timer stops. Question 12. At what age is the brain almost at adult size? Is it A, 6 years old, B, 13 years old, or C, 21 years old? Timer stops. Question 13. What do you call when the different parts of the brain grow more rapidly at different times? Is it A, brain development, B, brain maturation, or C, brain growth spurts? Okay, timer stops. Question 14. After conceiving, at what period does the brain start to develop? Is it A, second week after conception, B, third week after conception, or is it C, 1 month after conception? Okay, timer stops. Question 15. By birth, the growth spurt of the spinal cord and brainstem has nearly run its course. Is it A, true, or B, false? Okay, timer stops. Okay. Question 16. Which part of the brain grows fastest during the first year of life? Is it A, cerebellum, or B, cerebrum? Okay, timer stops. Question 17. Which part of the brain is the largest? Is it A, cerebellum, or B, cerebrum? Okay, timer stops. Question 18. What is the formal term for the brain's hemispheres to have specialized functions? Is it A, in silico, or B, lateralization? Okay, timer stops. Question 19. Which hemisphere of the brain is concerned with language and logical thinking? Is it A, left hemisphere, or B, right hemisphere? Okay, timer stops. Question 20. Which hemisphere of the brain is concerned with visual and spatial functions such as map reading and drawing? Is it A, left hemisphere, or B, right hemisphere? Okay, timer stops. Question 21. Which tough ba- which tough band of tissue joins the two hemispheres of the brain together? Is it A, brainstem, or B, corpus callosum? Okay, timer stops. Question 22. The blank will reach adult size by the age of 10 years old. Is it A, brainstem, or B, corpus callosum? Okay, timer stops. Question 23. Which is the outer surface of the cerebrum? Is it A, cerebral cortex, or B, frontal cortex? Okay, timer stops. Question 24. How long does brain growth spurt last? Is it A, third trimester from gestation to fourth age of life, B, birth to fourth age of life, or C, 6 months from birth to fourth age of life? Okay, timer stops. Question 25. What are good examples that the cerebral cortex is healthy? Is it A, baby can smile, B, baby can babble and talk, or C, baby can crawl and walk? Timer stops. Question 26. How much is the estimated count of immature neurons produced during the second month of gestation? Is it A, 250,000, B, 500,000, or C, 1 million? Okay, timer stops. Question 27. At birth, how many estimated neurons are not yet fully developed? Is it A, a billion, B, 10 billion, or C, 100 billion? Okay, timer stops. Question 28. How many synaptic connections are there in one particular neuron? Is it A, 1,000 to 10,000, B, 5,000 to 100,000, or is it C, 10,000 to 1 million? Okay, timer stops. Question 29. What do you call the two complementary processes where neurons develop connections and migrate to their assigned locations? Is it A, cognition and potentiation, or B, integration and differentiation? Okay, timer stops. Question 30. It is a process by which neurons coordinate the activities of muscle groups. Is it A, integration, or B, cognition? Timer stops. Question 31. It is a process by which cells acquire specialized structures and functions. Is it A, differentiation, or B, potentiation? Okay, timer stops. Question 32. What do you call the pruning of excess cells? Is it A, cell depletion, B, cell death, or C, cell mitigation? Okay, timer stops. Question 33. What do you call when neuron signals travel faster and more smoothly? Is it A, myelination, or B, neuroplasticity? Okay, timer stops. Question 34. What begins about halfway through gestation and continues through adulthood? Is it A, myelination, or B, neuroplasticity? Okay, timer stops. Question 35. How long do visual pathways mature? Is it A, from birth to the 5 months of life, B, from birth to the 10 months of life, or C, from birth to the first year of life? Okay, timer stops. Question 36. In myelination, which part of the brain continues to myelinate until at least 70 years old? Is it A, frontal cortex, B, hippocampus, or C, cerebellum? Okay, timer stops. Question 37. A reflex is a thing or event that evokes a specific functional reaction in an organ or tissue, or B, an automatic innate response to stimulation. Okay, timer stops. Question 38. Which part of the brain are reflexes controlled by? Is it A, upper brain, or B, lower brain? Okay, timer stops. Question 39. How many estimated major reflexes do infants have? Is it A, 3, B, 15, or C, 27? Okay, timer stops. Question 40. Which reflex are sucking, rooting for the nipple, and the Moro reflex? Is it A, primitive reflex, B, grasping reflex, or C, parachute reflex? Okay, timer stops. Question 41. What do you call the reflex that responds to being startled or beginning to fall? Is it A, parachute reflex, B, Moro reflex, or C, grasping reflex? Okay, timer stops. Question 42. Which reflex enables monkeys to hold onto their mother's fur? Is it A, parachute reflex, B, Mar reflex, or C, grasping reflex? Okay, timer stops. Question 43. Which reflex reacts to changes in position or balance? Is it A, postural reflex, B, parachute reflex, or C, locomotor reflex? Okay, timer stops. Question 44. Which reflex lets infants extend their arms when tilted downward? Is it A, postural reflex, B, parachute reflex, or C, locomotor reflex? Okay, timer stops. Question 45. What reflexes are walking and swimming? Is it A, postural reflex, B, parachute reflex, or C, locomotor reflex? Okay, timer stops. Question 46. You can evaluate a baby's neurological development by seeing whether certain reflexes are present or absent. Is it A, true, or B, false? Okay, timer stops. Question 47. Which region of the brain controls sensory information that helps give newborn infants a good sense of what they touch, see, smell, taste, and hear? Is it A, frontward, or B, rearward? Okay, timer stops. Question 48. Which is the first sense to develop? Is it A, smell, B, taste, or C, touch? Okay, timer stops. Question 49. The rooting reflex is about, is it A, when a baby tries to look for a nipple, or B, when a baby tries to grab for their mother? Okay, timer stops. Question 50. Which senses are developed in the womb? Is it A, smell, or B, taste? Okay, timer stops. Question 51. Why is the amniotic fluid important? Is it A, helps your baby's lungs grow and develop because your baby breathes in the fluid? Or is it B, the flavors and odors of food an expectant mother consumes may be transmitted to the fetus? Okay, timer stops. Question 52. Which taste do newborns prefer? Is it A, salty, B, bland, or C, sweet? Okay, timer stops. Question 53. What type of water helps calm babies down? Is it A, salty water, B, bland water, or is it C, sweet water? Okay, timer stops. Question 54. Which taste do babies immediately reject? Is it A, sour, or B, bitter? Okay, timer stops. Question 55. Which sense is functional before birth? Is it A, touch, or B, hearing? Timer stops. Question 56. Auditory discrimination is about, is it A, the ability to recognize similarities and differences between sounds? Or is it B, how infants can tell new speech sounds from those that they have heard before? Okay, timer stops. Question 57. Which is the least developed sense among infants? Is it A, hearing, or B, sight? Okay, timer stops. Question 58. Why do the eyes of newborns smaller than those of adults? Is it A, the retinal structures are incomplete? B, the optic nerve is underdeveloped? Okay, timer stops. Question 59. A newborn's eyes focus best from, is it A, 1 foot away, or B, 2 feet away? Okay, timer stops. Question 60. When newborns see bright lights, what do? Is it A, leave them open, or B, blink? Okay. Timer stops. Question 61. At what age do babies develop the ability to follow a moving target? Is it A, first month, or B, second month? Okay, timer stops. Question 62. And this is the final question. 4-month old babies can distinguish which colors. Is it A, red and green, or B, blue and yellow? Okay, timer stops. And thank you for surviving through all the 62 questions. And the time is already 9:37. I hope we can finish by 10. Okay, I'll promise 10 and 10. So, yun. So, here are the answers. For question 1, in early physical development, which principle proceeds in head to tail direction? That is, that upper parts of the body develop before lower parts of the trunk. So, yung correct answer is cephalocaudal principle. Yung keyword nito ay cephalo. Cephalo means head. And caudal means tail. So head to tail direction. Sometimes it's also called head to toe. So paano mag-grow yung bata? It starts from head to toe. Yes. Okay. Question 2. Which principle has a development proceed from within to without? That is, the parts of the body near the center develop before the extremities. So the correct answer is proximodistal principle. So yung keywords din nito ay proxim means close, while this is away from. So close, so yun yung explanation sa within to without, yung from center, like the picture, no? Center to midline to yung outward direction. So it begins from the upper arms and upper legs towards the forearms and forelegs and then to hands and feet. So yan po yung development. Okay? Yung from center to palabas. Question 3. So the answer is yung which one is correct? Infants learn to use their upper body parts first. So upper body parts dapat lang kasi ito yung parts na yung ulo, yung neck, yung chest, 'di ba? Yan yung most responsive sa bata. And question 4, which is the correct order? So this was explained kanina with proximodistal principle. So the correct answer is A. Babies learn to use upper arms. 3 po. Okay. That's 3 was letter A. Upper body parts first. Okay. For question 4, is that yung correct order is that babies learn to use upper arms and upper legs first, then their forearms and forelegs. So from center to palabas. Yun yung order. Okay. Question 5. So, children grow the fastest during their third year. So, dapat lang. Kasi, as you can see on the picture, question 4. Yung question 4, yung answer is letter A. Okay. You're welcome po. Okay. So, for question 5, the correct answer is C, third year. So, dapat lang kasi at this age, fully developed na yung child. Diba? Makalakad na, makausap na siya. So, ayun. So, they grow the fastest at this age then because there's more time for self-exploration. Okay. Question 6. So, yung answer nito, at what age does teething usually begin? So, it usually begins by the third month. Yeah. So, what is teething? Teething is the process of growing or cutting milk teeth. Yes. Baby teeth are also known as milk teeth. Okay. On number 7, no? At what age can children chew any food they want to? So, yung correct age is 3. So, at age 3, usually nito, full set na yung baby teeth ng isang bata. So, ayun. But that doesn't mean na ano, kung ano-ano na lang ibibigay nyo. So, with cautionary pa din. Kasi they're still baby teeth. Okay. Number 8 is that feeding is an emotional as well as physical act. Yeah, so it's true. Kasi when you feed your kid, especially if your mother, no? Ito yung best bonding time between you and your kiddo. Yes. So, meron siyang emotional attachments. Yes, this is my mother. Question. Okay. Okay. For number 9, why do we need to create a warm contact between mother and child? So the correct answer is letter B, to form an emotional linkage. So syempre, babies need to feel safe, no? And protected from this world. So it's the best time to give them a sense of security. Kaya maggawa ka ng warm contact sa kid. Okay. So question 10 is, how long should breastfeeding be recommended? So the best um, length nito is 1 year. Yes. So dapat lang 1 year, 'di ba? Kasi malaki na yung bata beyond that age. So for at least 1 year lang po. Okay. Number 11. So how large is the brain at birth? So yung correct answer is 1/4 of an average adult size. So as you can see on the pictures, ganun lang siya. Like almost lang na. Pero 1/4 yan. Yes. So ganun lang kalaki. Okay. Number 12 is that at what age is the brain almost at adult size? So surprisingly, 6 years old siya, no? Or sa iba, kinder 2 na yan or grade 1. So, yan, at, at that age pa lang, no? Yan yung parang final size ng brain ng isang person. So, the correct answer is 6 years old. 10 po, salamat. Okay. Then, question 10. Okay, let's go back to slides back. So, question 10 is good for 1 year yung breastfeeding po. Letter B. Okay, let's go back. Okay. Number 13. Okay. So, what do you call when the different body parts of the brain grow more rapidly at different times? So, yung correct answer nito is brain growth spurts. So, keyword nito is yung spurt kasi spurt means a sudden burst. And ito rin, as you can see on the illustration, yung different colors, yung brain, yung brain growth spurts, kahit saan-saan lang yung yung pag-grow ng mga neurons, mga cells. So, ayun, until ma-develop siya, until ma-fully develop yung brain. Okay. Number 14, after conceiving, at what period does the brain start to develop? So, I hope makita yung illustration sa inyong device. But the correct answer is third week after conception. So that's around mga 20, 25 days. Okay. So around those period. Okay, question 15. So by birth, the growth spurt of the spinal cord and brainstem has nearly run its course. So syempre, the answer is true. So dapat lang, no? Before na may sinilang ka sa mundo, dapat kompleto na yung spinal cord and brainstem mo, no? As a baby. Okay. Number 16. Which part of the brain grows fastest during the first year of life? So the correct answer is letter A, cerebellum. So cerebellum is in charge of balance, posture, and motor coordination, which are things na badly needed ng isang infant, no? They're learning their first few walks in life. So, ayun, balance din. Okay. Question 17. Which part of the brain is the largest? So, as you can see on the picture, the answer is cerebrum, no? The cerebrum is in charge of conscious thoughts, the meaning, yung meaning ng mga stuff, and things that you actively do every day. So, ano yung usually yung ginagawa mo, no? Number 18. What is the formal term for the brain's hemispheres to have specialized functions? So the correct answer is lateral lateralization. So lateralization is a special term used specifically na may distinct brain regions, no, na nag-perform ng mga certain functions. So if you if you question na okay, ito mayroon tayong frontal cortex, no? They're parang different yun naman segregations. You have cerebellum, cerebrum, and then may left and right hemisphere, and then mayroon pa mga cortex, di ba? Iba't iba yung mga terms. Pero yan yung full, ano, yung full categorization yan is lateralization, no? It's where, ano, it's where you, it's the formal term, yes, on which you know which are the functions of each brain region. Okay, so question 19. Which hemisphere of the brain is concerned with language and logical thinking? So, responsible niyan ay yung left hemisphere. Yes, as you can see on the picture, I hope visible just on your device. But the left hemisphere is in charge with sensory stimulus, no? Motor control, speech, analysis, time, and recognition of words. Yan yung usual functions ng left hemisphere. And for number 20, which hemisphere of the brain is concerned with visual and spatial functions such as map reading and drawing? So, the correct answer is the right hemisphere. Yes, the creative part of the brain. So, yung serious part yung left, while yung right hemisphere ay yung creative part. Okay? It's in charge with the um, creativity, spatial ability, and context, perception, and recognition of faces, places, and objects. For number 21, which tough band of tissue joins the two hemispheres of the brain together? So the correct answer is corpus callosum. As you can see on the picture, nasa middle part siya, yan yung highlighted the green. Very important yung corpus callosum kasi ito yung if ano pa siya, if yung brain Rubik's cube, ito yung parang yung skeleton part niya sa loob. So it keeps them all together from falling apart. Okay, that's the purpose of the corpus callosum. Okay, number 22. The blank will reach adult size at the age of 10 years old. So the correct answer is still corpus callosum. So dapat lang, 'di ba? So mga ages below niyan, below 10 years old, be mindful of children, no? Especially with their head regions. As, syempre naman, kasi they're still developing. Part na din yan yung corpus callosum, nagde-develop pa siya. Like, hindi pa niya intact together yung, ano, yung brain region din. So, yes, please be careful with the kids. Okay. Number 23. So, which is the outer surface of the cerebrum? So, the correct answer is the cerebral cortex. So, as you can see on the picture, that is the cerebral cortex, no? Yung top part, parang rooftop, no? So, yan. Then yung cerebral cortex. Number 24. How long does brain growth spurt last? No? How long does brain growth spurt last? So, how long does it take? So, it begins from third trimester from gestation, no? No, sa loob pa ka ng nanay mo to fourth age of life. Yes, ganun katagal, no? What is what is brain growth spurt again? It's when the brain yung nagde-develop pa siya on different parts of your head. So, it's still growing sa frontal cortex, cerebral cortex, ayan. So, I hope visible yung meme. So, 90% of children, no, nagde-develop pa yung brain nila before the age of 5. So, that's That's the golden fact. Number 25. What are good examples that the cerebral cortex is healthy? So, bonus question. All answers are correct. So, it's a good sign that the baby can smile, the baby can babble, the baby can talk, they crawl, and they walk. No, if they can do all the stuff, malaking sign siya na ang cerebral cortex niya is healthy. No? Number 26. So, how much is the estimated count of immature neurons produced during the second month of gestation? Yes, this is a very fun fact. Kasi, while nasa loob ka pa ng nanay mo, there are already 250,000 neurons created inside. So, that's a very cool fact, no? It may not be a million, pero 250,000 is a lot. So, one-fourth siya. Okay. Number 27. At birth, how many estimated neurons are not yet fully developed? So, surprisingly, the correct answer is 100 billion. Grabe, no? From from the time na isinilang ka, no, kinuha ka ng doctor from your mom na pag-release mo sa world no, during childbirth, 100 billion neurons are already present in you. So, yeah, that's very cool. Number 28. How many synaptic connections are there in one particular neuron? So, synaptics, as you can recall, ito yung mga branches. So, the correct answer is 5,000 to 100,000. So, grabe no, in one particular neuron, madami siyang mga branch, mga roots, parang tree of life lang. 26 po. Okay. Okay. Given na yung answer number. Letter A. Thank you po. Okay. Number 29. What do you call the two complementary processes where neurons develop connections and migrate to their assigned locations? No, the correct answer is integration and differentiation. Okay. So, yung cognition and potentiation, made up ko lang yan para ma-throw off guard kayo. Pero yung correct answer talaga is integration and differentiation. They're in charge of where, okay, let's do this in, layman's terms, na paano yung mga neurons nagta-transfer ng mga information no to their assigned locations no inside the nervous system. So okay, meron akong nakita how do the neurons behave sa ganun na parts ng mga nerves cells mo. So where do they connect? Ganyan. So yan yung in charge sa integration and differentiation. Okay, number 30. It is a process by which neurons coordinate the activities of muscle groups. So the correct answer is A, integration. No? From the word itself, you integrate. Diba? And it's where it's more focused on muscle groups. Yes, please remember this. More on muscles yung integration. Okay? And number 31, it is the process by which cells acquire specialized structures and functions. So, from the word itself, no, differentiation, no, you differentiate, no, ano-ano yung mga different functions, different structures, no, yan yung keyword nito. Okay. Number 32, what do you call the pruning of excess cells? So, the correct term for that is cell death, letter B. Okay. Cells that are not in use will die out. Okay, so much like our memories na hindi ka no ka important para sa atin, no? They will eventually fade away sa ating brain. So yun, there's a cell death going on there. Okay? How much more no if you're watching a certain TV show while sleepy ka. So madaming cell death na nangyayari niyan. Okay. Number 23. So, number 33. So, what do you call when neuron signals travel faster and more smoothly? So, the correct answer to that is myelination. So, myelination in easier terms is the what is 30 and 31? So, 30 and 31 is integration and differentiation. Okay? Ano yun? Both letter A po. A. Okay. Okay, I won't click on the slides na ha. Okay, let's help each other in the comment section. Okay, so number 33, yung myelination is when there's a formation of myelin sheet around a nerve. So ano yung myelin sheet? So para siyang booster actually. Or siyang booster around the neuron para mas ma-better siya, better in functioning. Number 34. What begins about halfway through gestation and continues through adulthood? So, yes, myelination. Myelination, no, nabuo na siya from from the time na inside ka pa din sa nanay mo. And it will continue to grow through your adulthood. Kasi myelination is needed talaga, no? Para for more rapid transmission sa mga neurons. Diba? Parang siyang booster po. So, poor myelination, parang slower, sluggish yung responses ng isang person. Okay. Number 35. How long do visual pathways mature? So, it's it's actually very somewhat fast. It's letter A, from birth to the 5 months of life. So yung visual pathways, no? Um ito yung connection sa brain, sa eyes, yung parang crisscross na mga parang meat siya. Pero ano siya, yan yung visual pathways, yung parang nag-X na form na mga, yes, connected the tissues from your eyes to your brain. So, yan siya, na develop siya from birth to the 5 months of life. Okay. So, number 36. So, in myelination, which part of the brain continues to myelinate until at least 70 years old? So, the correct answer is B, hippocampus. So, dapat lang. Kasi hippocampus is in charge with learning and memory. No? The- It needs the myelin sheet para makahelp siya assist sa mga neurons. So, if you have poor myelin, no, sluggish ang behavior. And you need that until you're 70 years old para you have better learning and memory. Okay. Number 37. So, a reflex is a, the correct answer is letter B, an automatic innate response to stimulation. Okay, it's quite different. Um, yung it's quite different from letter A kasi letter A, it's I took it from the meaning of stimuli. So stimuli is a thing or event that evokes a specific functional reaction in an organ or tissue. So reflex is more response siya sa stimulation. So the stimuli comes first, then comes the reflex. Ayun siya, parang steps. Okay? Number 38. Which part of the brain are reflexes controlled by? So they're actually controlled by the lower part of the brain. So the lower part of the brain are the medulla, the pons, and the midbrain. So the easier way to explain lower brain is the brain stem. Yan yung lower brain. Yes. Diyan in charge yung mga reflex, di ba? Okay, so if a doctor hits your knee at meron kang reaction na nakasipa ka ng maliit, the brainstem is in charge with that. Okay, number 39. How many estimated major reflexes do infants have? The correct answer is 27. Yes, ang dami, no? And each of these reflexes will be explained later, starting with which reflex are sucking, rooting for the nipple, and the Moro reflex. So it's actually under primitive reflex from the word itself. Primitive, it is done without instinct. Dire-diretso lang. So, ano, parang innate for animal instincts natin as a person. No? Even it's also present among mammals. Yes. Please help Miss Trees for number 38. Okay. For number 41, what do you call the reflex that responses to being startled or beginning to fall? So, yung that um that the correct answer is more reflex. So the thing about motor reflex, no, yung situation na have you ever experienced na parang nag-stop ka sa mga hagdanan and parang na-miss ka ng isa 'no, slight mistake. Tapos ma-feel mo na ano, mahuhulog ka na. So that's more reflex. Parang nalaglag, yes, nahulog, luglog, 'di ba? So ayun siya po, that's correct. Correct po, Miss Jan. Okay, number 42. Which reflex enables monkeys to hold on to their mother's fur? So, siyempre, na fitting lang siya sa grasping reflex. So, grasping, no? When babies grab is they're like the strongest person on earth. So, yun siya. Part lang din siya sa reflex ng isang bata na if you give them something to grab, you'll immediately grasp it. Diba? Parang ayaw nang i-let go. Okay, so number 43. Which reflex reacts to changes in position or balance. So from the keyword palang postural, no posture, no postural reflex. So yan siya. No, it's in charge with balance or position. Number 44. Which reflex lets infants extend their arms when tilted downward? Yes, so uh parang yung have you experienced yung pag-hold mo sa isang ano baby parang sideways, 'no? And yung kamay niya nag-ano lang, nag-spread out 'no, and I'm sorry for using animals as an explanation. So, parang when you pick up a dog at parang gano'n lang siya. Parang dun din with ano, with babies. That's how parachute reflex looks like. Okay. So number 45, what reflexes are walking and swimming? So the correct answer is locomotor reflex. So locomotor from the word itself, locomotion. Locomotion meaning moving from one place to another. So fitting na siya with walking and swimming. Number 46. You can evaluate a baby's. Yes, please help, Sir Brent. You can evaluate a baby's neurological development by seeing whether certain reflexes are present or absent. So, yes, the answer is true. So, dapat lang. So, healthy pa yung baby if may normal response siya sa danger. So, dapat lang, no? It's more alarming if, ano, if you did, like, for example, yung moral reflex, yan yung alarming talaga po. No, they don't feel the sense na nagfo-fall sila. So that's alarming. So yes, it's if present yung certain reflexes ng isang baby, that means they're still healthy po. Okay. Number 47. So, which region of the brain controls sensory information that help give newborn infants a good sense of what they touch, see, smell, taste, and hear? So, the correct answer is rearward. Yes. And anong meron sa rearward? So, the rearward part of the brain is the cerebellum. Yes, sobrang liit nito. No? If you can remember the pictures, yung cerebellum para lang talaga siyang ano, yung parang siyang trunk. No, if car pa siya, parang siyang trunk. Nandun lang siya sa rear, yes. Rear part ng brain. So it's in charge with touch, see, smell, taste, and hearing. Okay. Number 48. Which is the first sense to develop? Yes, the first sense to develop is syempre yung touch. Touch, yung sense of touch is the first access to the outside world. So, when napanganak ka na, no, sa hospital, and then na-feel ng baby yung doctor, syempre, yan yung first sense of touch. Kaya, very important din for mothers to touch their babies, no, from the time that they were born, no. May ano yan, may aside na yung may emotional, um, may emotional aspect siya, it's actually yan din yung first sense na ma-develop nila, yung sense of touch. So, mas nice siya na ano, reach. So, number 49, the rooting reflex is about Letter A, when a baby tries to look for a nipple. Yan po, simple lang. Simple lang yung meaning ng rooting reflex. It's rooting for their mom. Uh, Number 50, which senses develop in the womb? So bonus question then, both answers are correct. So we shall thank the placenta and umbilical cord for letting us experience the sense of smell and sense of taste during pregnancy pa lang ng nanay natin. No? And this is where yung superstitious belief of lihi, it will come in, no? If my favorite food ka daw in the present period, it's usually because yung mama mo may kinakain na may consistent food siyang kinakain while she was pregnant with you. Kasi while you were inside the room, na-develop na yung sense of smell and sense of taste. Okay. Number 51. Why is the amniotic fluid important? So both answers are correct. Yes. So the amniotic fluid is in charge with helping your uh baby's lungs grow and develop, and they're also in charge with the flavors and odors of foods, 'di ba? Next, okay. They're in charge with, yes, the different flavors and odors of food, no? When during the time na yung pregnant pa yung mom mo, dun niya na-recognize yung mga flavors and odors. Yes, I'm spinning around, sorry guys. Okay, so number 52, which taste the newborns prefer? So syempre dapat letter C, sweet, no? Alarming na if it was letter A yung in-answer nyo, no? So, babies prefer sweet flavor kasi it's pleasant. Yes, no? Number 53 is what type of water helps calm babies down? So, the correct answer is still sweet water. Be- pero, pero, although mother's milk is sweet daw kasi. Yes, thank you for that, Miss Jalika. Yes. Although it's al- although sweet water, no, part siya sa mga studies, it's not recommended, no. Ginugol ko. Sweet water is not recommended, no, to give to your child, no. Kahit man lang water, sugar water, don't, no. While nag-develop pa yung baby, please strictly give them breastfeeding daw. Yes. No, very healthy yung child. Mhm. Number 54, which taste do babies immediately reject? So, the taste that they immediately reject is bitter, no? Very unpleasant flavor, no? Ako din. Ayaw ko din ng bitter. Okay. Number 55, which sense is functional before birth? Okay, so hearing. The sense of hearing is functional before birth, di ba? Have you heard of stories na it's recommended na ano, as a mom, you should listen to classical music kasi that actually makes your baby smarter daw while you are pregnant, 'di ba? Malay mo maging musician siya sa future. Number 56, Beethoven. Yes, Beethoven songs, especially. Okay, so number 56, auditory discrimination is about, both answers are correct. Yes, it's another bonus question. So, auditory discrimination is in charge with recognizing the similarities and differences between sounds and how infants can tell new speech sounds from those that they have heard before. So from letter A pa lang, recognize similarities and differences between sounds, no? This is very important kasi if they don't recognize such specific sounds, no, ano, like sa kanila normal lang pala yung uh, actually this happened with my friend, no? She brings her baby while nagko-commute siya. Yung mga tricycles, and tricycles are very loud, 'di ba? So, yung and they're also near yung parang ano, kalsada, yung from gate pa lang, palabas mo meron ng mga presence of tricycle. So, usually yung bata, when it was placed in a quiet area, bigla siyang umiyak. Pero when you bring it with you, when my friend brought her baby with her na while nagko-commute siya, ano siya, may ano, immediately siya matutulog. So, parang ano, and may auditory discrimination siya on the ano, that kind of sound, no? Sa mga tricycle na mga tututut, yan ang mga sounds. And for letter B, how infants can tell new speech sounds from those that they have heard before. So, syempre, while growing pa yung baby, you're teaching them new words like mama and papa. So, they actually recognize na ano yung mga word na mga ganyan, 'di ba? Like, I have a baby cousin na yung maka-recognize siya ng words like ano, phone, 'no? And when they see something new, tinuturuan pa nila and they ask, what's the word? So, it takes time to develop pero they actually can distinguish anong ibig sabihin nun. Okay. Number 57, which is the least developed sense among infants? So, syempre, it should be sight. Yes, it's least developed kasi while pregnant pa lang, syempre close yung mata mo, 'di ba? No, unlike the others, senses na develop na sila even during pregnancy and after childbirth din, no, usually tulog pa yung bata. So, womb is dark. Yes, the womb is very dark indeed. Yes. And after after childbirth, usually tulog pa yung bata. So, sense of sight, usually ito yung parang last siya na sense na na-develop. Okay, number 58. What do the eyes of newborns Why do the eyes of newborns smaller than those of adults? Yung parang ano, Disney eyes, yung mga very cute doll eyes. So, the reason for that is that the retinal structures are incomplete pa siya and that the optic nerve is underdeveloped, no? Although yung visual pathways nila na develop na, it's still under construction pa din. So, also, um, ito rin yung like if no, like I've heard that babies when they are born, they see things in black and white at first. So, yun siya. It's still adjusting yung mga eyes. Okay. Number 59. A newborn's eyes focus best from, they can actually see 1 foot away, no? 12 inches. Ganun kalayo. Anything 1 foot from them, they can see clearly. Ano po, 58? Kabago ko lang. Char, joke. So, about bonus question. Congrats. Okay. So, 1 foot away, no? A newborn's eyes focus best from, no? Dapat lang. Kasi, at this period in their life, they're super reliant on their caretakers, no? Especially on their mother. So, ano lang, justified lang bakit 1 foot away, no? And also, it's this kind of distance na maka-create sila ng special bond with their parents kasi they can't see that far. Number 60, no? When newborns see bright lights, what do? Of course, they need to blink. Yes, for ma-protect nila yung eyes nila. And it's also a reflex. Reflex na they need to protect their eyes and nag-develop pa. Okay. Number 61, at what age do babies develop the ability to follow a moving target? Yes. So, first month pa lang, no? Kaya na yan. Kaya na ng baby na maka-identify na of moving objects. So, uh, a funny fact nito is that if a baby hits you with their stuffed toy, no, or when they touch you, no, that's one thing rin. It's intentional na siya, no, kasi it's already developed at that period of their life. Yes. And finally, the last question. So, Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you for helping sa mga answers. So, for number 62, 4-month old babies can distinguish colors of red and green and blue and yellow. So, bonus question again. It's both colors. Yes. So, those are all of our questions for tonight.